Hello everyone, and welcome to Galaxy 89 Cars. Today, thanks to the team at Lexus Guildford, I'm bringing you an in-depth tour of a 2017 Lexus RX 450 Hybrid. The RX 450h is Lexus' premium SUV in the UK, and has benefited from the aesthetic facelifts and general improvements seen at Lexus in recent years. It comes in 4 specification choices: SE, Luxury, F-Sport and Premier, with this being the latter. It is 4,889mm long, 1894mm wide, and has a curb weight of 2,150 kilograms. Its hybrid power comes from a front-mounted 3.5-litre petrol V6 that produces 259 brake horsepower, and up to 3 electric motor generators. The first is a generic generator that starts the engine and controls transmission ratio controls. The second drives the front wheels with a total output of 165 brake horsepower and acts as a regenerative braking system. The third exists if the customer has selected the 4-wheel drive option and acts to drive the rear wheels with regenerative braking. This has a total of 67 brake horsepower. The car's electric storage and power comes from a nickel hydride battery pack with a total output of 37 kilowatts. All of this combines to produce 313 horsepower and 349 pounds-feet of torque that's able to achieve a 0 to 62 mph or 100 km/h time of 7.7 seconds and an electrically limited top speed of 124 mph. This model is fitted with the optional 20-inch wheels with changeable inserts that allow the owner to alter the look of the wheels. 18-inch are the standard on the 450h. It is fitted with ventilated disc at the front and rear for reliable braking performance, with McPherson struts and double wishbone suspension providing that incredibly soft ride. Let's now start our in-depth look from front to back. Lexus' new angular design language shapes this car's aesthetics. There are slight air intakes and fog lights on each side of the bumper. Above these are the adaptive bi-xenon headlights and LED day running lights and indicator. Just below the front logo is a camera that can assist with proximity, parking and the 360-degree view parking aid. As we move along the side of the car, we notice those stylistic lines that run from the front arch. They run above and below to those more formidable square lines over the rear arches. The power folding wing mirrors have integrated indicators and blind spot assist. Moving up, roof racks border one of the biggest sunroofs I've ever seen on a car. When open, it creates a very airy environment. Moving back down, on this model there's keyless entry, signified by small lines on the door handles. At the rear of the side skirt, which can be specified in chrome, hybrid insignia resides. The petrol cap above is behind it and requires a simple push to open. The fuel tank capacity is 78 litres or 17 gallons. To join the front and rear and further improve interior lighting, Lexus have extended the windows using this piece of glass. Behind, there's a modest spoiler at the rear with an integrated brake light. Moving down, we find the LED rear lights themselves. They wrap around the side of the car and provide all the typical functions. Lexus indicators stream instead of flash, a very nice touch in my opinion. The rear boot door here is open power and close, with the button found on the underside of the handle. Below is further model insignia, with a subtle bumper low. Now we've moved around the outside, let's move inside. The key is slim and feels well made. It has controls for lock, unlock and to open the boot. For such large doors, they open very easily and don't swing back. The interior space here is upholstered in high quality ivory and noble brown leather with laser cut real wood and aluminium inlays. There are 2 sound packages, the 13-speaker Mark Levinson system or a 15-speaker Mark Levinson surround sound system. There's no POV tour here, so I'll start my interior tour with the doors. At the top, there's the lock indicator and small air vent further forward. Under are dark wood and aluminium inlays with the door handle and seat memory settings. Below is the leather upholstered armrest with lock and electric windows and mirror controls further forward. Below this is quite a large storage compartment which can be opened slightly, and the first Mark Levinson speaker. Being an SUV, the RX 450 Hybrid does have quite a high seal, but it isn't hard to get in or out of. As we move into the car, the first thing we encounter is the bonnet release with buttons for the external lights, front camera, HUD and boot release, and cruise control to the left with the first air vent and another speaker. The multifunctional wheel is upholstered with soft leather at the 9 and 3 point. On a hot day, the non-leathered sections remain nice and cool. The buttons on the left offer volume, torque and media, with those on the right for trip, lane tracking assist and proximity sensors. This RX 450 Hybrid is equipped with press to start, so the key can be placed in the central column or even be kept in your pocket. Here's the brief start sequence on each screen. From left to right, the driver's display consists of engine temperature with rev counter and engine status, central digital trip and information display, analog speedo, and finally, fuel gauge. As previously mentioned, the driver's display screen can be controlled using the controls on the right of the wheel. There are a few submenus here, the first being the trip. MPG, range, energy monitor, tyre pressure, and the sway or rest monitor can be found here. The second is navigation, here showing direction of travel. Next shows information for aux and USB inputs, then cruise control and lane tracking systems, messages, and finally other driver aids such as lane keeping, pre-collision system, and spot management. Moving along, the integrated screen of old has been replaced with this freestanding 12.3 inch. I personally much prefer the fresh new aesthetic. It is controlled using the mouse-type scroller in the central column and associated enter button on the right-hand side. There are also direct menu select buttons above. The screen is split into two sections, the main display and a side screen for other info such as radio, media, etc. that can be collapsed into the side. As we go through the main menu screen, first option is for sat-nav, with the DAB digital radio next. Then information for the car's media connectivity. Telephone communication is next, which includes messaging. Then car, which has information regarding economy and efficiency and the energy monitor. Info contains information for fuel price, weather, traffic, and Google Street View, all very useful functions. Next is climate, where the driver or passenger can adjust heating and ventilation settings, including heated seats, and finally, general setup. The car also has 3 driving modes, which are expressed through the main driver's display. As well as changing these screens red, it also sharpens the suspension, involves the petrol V6 more, and creates a more immediate throttle feel. Finally, we come to the car's reversing camera with park assist guidelines and top-down view. I found this very useful when parking the car in a multi-storey car park. As we move down the central column, the first thing we find is the analog clock, bordered by 2 manually adjustable air vents. Below is the warning light button with the CD player, search and volume scrollers on each side. Next are the controls for the very efficient and effective ventilation and climate control system, with digital displays on each side. Under this is the 12-volt socket and a wireless charging station for compatible devices. Buttons for the parking brake system and heated ventilated seats sit just in front of the gear stick. The car's transmission is an automatic electric CVT gearbox that has the option for sequential shifts. Next to this and cut into the laser-cut darkwood inlays are 2 cup holders. Behind these is the driver mode selector, where the driver can change between the car's 3 driving modes, Eco, Sport or Sport Plus. The central armrest areas are divided into 2 storage compartments. The first is enough for a small device, with the second offering auxiliary and USB inputs, as well as quite large amounts of storage space. Before I move into the back, I'll take a look at the leather seats. They are electrically adjustable with controls on the side. They can be heated or ventilated and are very comfortable. Now moving to the rear, there are some key features to mention. In the doors are integrated sun visors for rear passengers. With the large sunroof open, the rear space feels very airy and spacious. Click the link in the description to see what my parents thought of it when I picked them up from the airport. There's a small storage space just under the rear ventilation column. Between the 2 main seats, there's a very generous armrest with storage space and cup holders. Above are manually operated reading lights. Moving back to the front, let's take a look at the car's remaining storage capacity and other features. The lockable passenger side glove compartment offers quite sizable storage capacity and is easy to open and close. The rear boot door has a power open and close function, with 446 litres of space available with the rear seats up and 1,760 litres with them down. They can be adjusted with the levers to the side. The floor space contains the car's spare wheel. The power close button is easily located and operated once the door is opened. Moving back into the car briefly, we can look at the sun visors with their illuminated vanity mirrors and auto-dimming and infinity-style rearview mirrors centrally. Above and behind this, there's a sunglasses case, control for the front reading lights and power sunroof and shield. So that concludes my tour of the 2017 Lexus RX 450h. Thanks again to Lexus Guildford for loaning me the car to make the last two videos. You can find all of their contact details in the description below. Please subscribe for the latest content, and until next time, thanks for watching.